TV.square.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Hi, welcome to Touched by Angel Live. I'm your host, Angel Kinseys. My passion is to inspire seniors, bring solutions to their everyday needs, and bring the generations together. Enjoy the show.
This is Dr. Paula Hedgelon from Hedgelon Chiropractic Center. We've been serving Pompano Beach for over 35 years, and I'd love to be your chiropractor. It's easy to get started, beginning with a chiropractic exam and x-rays. Then we look for the cause, and we perform a specific, gentle chiropractic adjustment. Find out if we can help you. Call today.
Call Hedgelon Chiropractic Center at 954-946-1799.
Licensed independent insurance agent Michele Amrom specializes in Medicare health insurance plans for those under 65. Amrom Insurance offers plans with most major insurance companies, names that you know and trust. From understanding and comparing all of your options to finding what plan is best for you, Michele Amrom will help you apply for low-income insurance assistance if you qualify. Contact Michele today at 561-308-0293 to schedule a call, virtual meeting, or in person to answer any questions. Let Michele Amrom Insurance help you navigate through all of your available options. 561-308-0293.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show tonight. We have another interesting topic tonight, very, very important, because if you have Medicare or any kind of health insurance, you know that this is annual enrollment time period. December 7th is the time that you have where you could ask questions, you could call, find out if you need to change your insurance. So tonight, I have a very special guest. She's very dear to my heart. She's my agent, and I've sent her quite a lot of people who are so satisfied with her. She's the only agent that I know that contacts you, keeps up with you, lets you know if there's any changes. She's independent, so she's not working with one company. So whatever your needs are, all you have to do is call her and ask her. She'll meet with you in person or over the phone or on Zoom, and there's no obligation. So tonight, I'm happy to introduce one of my sponsors, Michele Amrom, independent health insurance agent.
That's right. Thanks for having me, Angel. It's been a pleasure, working with you and knowing you all these years, and you truly are an angel. Whenever I meet one of the referrals that you give me, they can't speak enough of you, like highly enough of you. It's great. So it's mutual here. And so I've been doing this since 2008. Prior to that, I was a corporate person. I came down here from New Jersey in 1996 with a job relo. And then we know what happened in the Great Recession. I said, what am I going to do? So I did insurance. And it's been 14 years now. I love what I do. I love the fact that I really like to help people. And the fact that I am independent, not one size fits all. Yeah, they're very similar. But I'm really going to take the time to find out what you need, what you want, what you can afford, and I'm going to try to place you where it's best. So I really like what I do. This is a crazy time of year. This is a time of year up until December 7th if you're on Medicare to look. And if you're not on Medicare, if you're under 65, you actually have till January 15th to look at an individual plan through the marketplace. And I help with that as well.
So, I guess when you're at that age, you really don't, I never understood what Medicare was, Medicaid. I didn't know what I was going to do. I happened to be at a restaurant with a friend, and I overheard them talking about this insurance agent. And I said, oh, I don't believe it. I said, I need an agent. Could you give me her name? They said, oh, she's the greatest. So I've been with her ever since. So it was by word of mouth. So now you're hearing it from me. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So my first question, Michele, is, there's a lot of rising costs right now. So what is coming up for the clients, good news for next year for Medicare?
All right, well, that's a good question. So there is a little bit of good news. So for 2023, the Part B premium that the average person pays is $170.10 this year. Well, next year it's going down to $164.90. So you're going to get a little relief, not a lot, but every little bit helps. In addition to that, you're going to get, if you're on Social Security, right, there'll be an increase. And most of it's like 8.7 and something or other.
Which is really
good.
good.
So you'll have an increase in your Social Security income, as well as a slight reduction in your Part B Medicare premium that's paid directly to the government. So there's a little bit of good news out there. And there's also been some changes to some formularies and insulin drugs and so forth that they're now capped at like $35 for quite a few insulin drugs. So there's been a little bit of relief, finally.
Good. So, question, because we see it bombarded now all over the TV with 1-800 Medicare plans, right? Everybody's on there talking about it, pushing you to call. This is the best plan. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, wow. That's I could probably talk about that for hours. So, unlike an independent agent that's out in the field that is not transactional, like, in other words, those folks, they're generally their call center, and I'm sure there's some really good folks that man those numbers. However, per CMS, and that's the government, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, one of their directors of the division, one of these divisions, I could, if you need more information, you can call me, 561-308-0293. But basically it goes like this. None of them are really compliant. Most of them are very misleading. And most of them are targeting a very, very small specific market when they give you all those benefits. They don't apply to most.
Right.
Who do they apply to most often? Like I said, limited areas, and typically they only apply to the lowest income people. And another thing that they do, unlike what I would do, is I'm really going to spend time with you. I'm going to get to know your needs. I'm going to verify your doctors, and I'm truly going to verify them, and your meds and everything else. And then when the job is done and you have the plan next year, I'm still around. You have a name, you have a face,
yes.
You have someone to rely on. This is what I do. I've been doing it. I do it full time. Now, again, I'm sure there's a lot of good people at those 800 numbers,
Sure.
but
you're just getting the basic, you're telling them what you want, they're going to give it to you, and that's it. And they're going to promise you the best. They're going to give you the plan where it's going to really benefit money-wise more in the company's pocket than in yours. And with Michele, and this is what I loved about her, was that my situation changed after about a couple of years, and she talked to me about lowering my premium. And
yeah, because there's a lot of options.
You could get zero taken out of your Social Security.
Almost, yeah, times, yeah.
So
actually,
it all depends, and it can go from 0 up to 170 now. So depending on what your need is, if you need, certain care, whatever. So it's very interesting, and you wouldn't understand that unless somebody took the time. She'll call me every year and she'll say, Angel, this is what's going on, this is what's changing. Because even though they send you a book, honestly, you're not going to read that book when it says, here's your changes for your coverage. There's no way you're going to read that. I just call her up and I go, Michele, what's going on? Do I need to change? What's happening? And then she'll go over my medical history and ask me. She ended up referring me to my doctor, who I love. So it's been great,
So, like again, those 800 numbers, they're very transaction driven, and they're a lot of times, some of them are really new to the business. And there's a lot to learn with this product, with the Medicare, lots of regulations, lots of compliance. And some of the call centers want them on and off in 20 minutes. Well, in 20 minutes, I haven't gotten anything done, nothing like a thorough review. I tell people that you always need to give me at least an hour, right? I mean, maybe less, but seldom less. It's always going to be an hour at least review, maybe more if we need it, because I'm going to do it thoroughly. To the best of my ability, and if I don't know something, I'm going to let you know that as well and find out, because I know a lot, but hey, I don't know everything. I'm still learning every day.
Sure, because
yeah.
everything changes.
Exactly.
Now,
And
anybody that's turning 65 right now and they're eligible, they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do, you know? So they are calling the 1-800 number, and they really don't know. They're at the mercy of the person on the phone. So what do you do, you know, if somebody's working past the age of 65 or turning, how do you get them enrolled?
Okay, that's a good question too. So, I mean, again, I could spend so much time. We don't have that much time here, but when you're turning 65 and you're first eligible, if you're already collecting Social Security, you will be automatically enrolled in A and B. If you're not collecting Social Security and you want to enroll in A and B, you need to be proactive. You can do it on your own if you'd like, online. A lot of people find it cumbersome, and there's like, you know, how do you find it? You can call me. I help people do that as well. If you're currently working and you're over 65, don't be concerned, because if you have an employer group plan, you're within the guidelines, so to speak, of having a credible coverage plan. So when you decide to retire, come off the group plan, then you definitely want to contact me, because it gets a little bit more, you have to have a couple of forms filled out, and I can provide you the forms and how to complete it and make sure you get it done right. Because again, unfortunately, I've had some clients call the Social Security office. They're the folks who manage the Medicare enrollments, A and B, and late enrollments. And they might not ask you the right questions. And if they don't ask you, well, have you had an employer group plan? Then you're going to have a penalty from the time you're 65. But I'm going to ask you all those questions. That's what I do. And I love my clients, and I built my business off referrals. So,
now, what about seniors that are on low income that may need more help? What do you do for those people?
Okay. So with the seniors that need more help, what I try to do is assess, you know, if there's a real budget issue with them, and I'll show them a chart. And the chart, it does move a little bit, you know, every year, not too much, but I'll show them this chart. And if their income falls below a certain level, they may be eligible for low income assistance. And if it falls even lower, they might be eligible for like full Medicaid, the Medicare Savings Program. So some low-income individuals could be eligible for the government to pay their Part B premium, and if they're even lower, another threshold, they might be eligible not just for the Part B premium, but they'll get assistance paying their co-pays and co-insurance. There are very, very rich benefits on these plans. We call them dual eligibles, Medicare, Medicaid, and they look at income, and they also look at assets. And that's another really kind of cumbersome app to do. And if you need my help with that, I provide that help as well, because sometimes I'll take to someone that's just getting, you know, Medicare. We'll get them a plan, and then I discovered that they're living on like $1,200. That's it, a month. So I say, let me help you with something. We do an application, and then maybe 45 days later they get approved, and then I can switch them to a much more, a better plan that's going to give them a lot richer benefits. A lot of the benefits that you do see on those 800 number calls. But that, like I said, they're dual eligible, Medicare, Medicaid.
And usually they get like eye care and dental, all that is usually included in it?
Okay, so when it comes to Medicare, there's really like two types, right? So we have what we call original Medicare, and that's the red, white, and blue Medicare card, and people have a supplement, and they go where they want, when they want, and basically they have medical. They don't have any dental, they don't have any vision or hearing. But there's another part, which has become a huge part of my business, is what they call Part C, also known as Medicare Advantage plans. That's what they're advertising today, Medicare Advantage plans.
That's where you see all the different insurance companies like Humana and Aetna and Care Plus and all those others. And those are all the side that adds to the Medicare, and they all have different benefits. Again, some of them, a lot of people don't know what Silver Sneakers is. So because I'm a teacher and I teach Silver Sneakers, those exercises are free. If you have Silver Sneakers, you're allowed to go into a gym that accepts Silver Sneakers. You could take my classes, but a lot of times when you have your insurance, they don't even tell you about it. They don't even know. I talk to people and I say, do you have Silver Sneakers? They don't know what it is. Yeah. So on these side plans, a lot of those offer the exercise programs.
Yeah. So without getting into specific details about plans and so forth, all Medicare Advantage plans have to be at least as good as original Medicare. So all Medicare Advantage plans will cover your Part A, your Part B, and most will cover your Part D. That's your drugs. And they throw in little extras like dental benefits, vision, eyewear benefits, then the hearing aid benefits, things like some have transportation,
Yes.
some have like extra money cards and things like that. But it really depends on the particular plan and your particular eligibility level.
Yeah, some of them give you a certain amount of money each month for over-the-counter prescription. Some of them have a 365 program where you get points for exercise, and I've gotten as much as $200 at the end of the year. And a lot of my students didn't know about it, and I had to tell them about it. So there's a lot of stuff that seniors don't know. Just knowing about Medicare, there's so much to know. So all I could tell you is that Michele is one-on-one. She will go to your house. She will meet you outside if you want to meet somewhere. She'll take her time with you. And honestly, there's no obligation. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to change. I had one of my clients that had the same insurance for 25 years. She became a widow. And I said to her, maybe it's a good time for you to look into something, maybe you can change and not have to pay so much. Well, Michele contacted her, and Michele kept her on the same plan. She says, you got a great plan. There's no reason for you to change. So she's very honest. You have nothing to worry about. Michele, could you give your phone number again?
Oh, yeah. So it's Michele Amrom, 561-308-0293. And feel free to call me, text me, but always leave me a message, please. Don't call and no message.
Yeah, because
I don't return those calls. I have way too many of them.
Right.
So please leave a message or send me a text.
Yes. So we're going to just take a little break right now, and we'll be right back with another question. Okay? Thank you.
If you're interested in joining Angel Kinsey's online Zumba class, Strength and Balance, or Zumba Gold, contact Angel at angelkinseys@gmail.com or call 954-224-0886.
Then you know it's working. Remember, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
Enjoy the show.
This is Dr. Paula Hedgelon from Hedgelon Chiropractic Center. We've been serving Pompano Beach for over 35 years, and I'd love to be your chiropractor. It's easy to get started, beginning with a chiropractic exam and x-rays. Then we look for the cause, and we perform a specific gentle chiropractic adjustment. Find out if we can help you. Call today.
Call Hedgelon Chiropractic Center at 954-946-1799.
If you're interested in joining Angel Kinsey's online Zumba class, Strength and Balance, or Zumba Gold, contact Angel at angelkinseys@gmail.com or call 954-224-0886.
Then you know it's working. Remember, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
Enjoy the show.
Welcome back. So I hope you've enjoyed Michele, and if you do have any questions, please remember her phone number is 561-308-0293. And I'd like to ask her another question that I think is very important. Michele, if people are under 65, do you help them? What do you do for those people?
All right. I do. Pre-ACA, I didn't do too much of that because a lot of people couldn't qualify, couldn't get insurance.
Now, what's ACA?
Oh, okay. The ACA is the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. So no matter what you think about it politically, it doesn't matter. But as of today, right, in today's environment, if you don't have insurance and you don't have it through work and you're under 65, not eligible for Medicare, no matter what your pre-existing conditions are, I can help you. Okay? There's a number of different plan offerings. And again, that can be a little complicated as well, a little bit more so than the Medicare, because it's a kind of a moving target. The premium's based on your income. There's certain income requirements, and that open enrollment is from November 1st through January 15th. If you enroll by the 15th of December, your effective date is January 1. If you enroll from December 16th through January 15th, your effective date is February 1. A lot of the big carriers are back on the marketplace. In other words, you know, for the Obamacare, ACA stuff. And no matter what your pre-existing conditions are, you're in, guaranteed.
Okay. So now from the time that they call you, if they turn 65, does it happen right away? Does it start January 1st? Does it start when they turn 65?
Okay. So if you were to change a plan for Medicare, right? That's what you're talking. If you change a plan,
65.
Yeah. If you change a plan and you're on Medicare and you do it during the annual enrollment period, which ends December 7th, it's effective January 1. Okay. Now, if you're just aging in, we call it, or just becoming eligible for Part A and Part B, it's going to depend. Typically, when you turn 65, the month of your birthday, say if it's January 15th, your effective date is January 1. If it's June 15th, it's June 1. The only time it's different is if your birthday is on the first of the month, and then your insurance starts the first of the prior month. I don't know why, but that's how it works.
So if you have Medicare right now, and if you don't do anything, your plan automatically renews.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'm so glad you brought that up. I wanted to bring one thing up about that. That's correct.
Which you really should. That's why you need to know before December 7th. Because even though you get that book and it says these are the changes, and if you don't read them or understand, it's going to change whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
It's important to find out.
The only thing I will tell you is, though, it's been my experience over these years, they're really pretty stable. And pretty consistent. They've been consistent year to year. There might be, if you're not happy with your plan, you definitely want to speak with someone. If you're happy with it, it'll just renew. But I do want to bring up two things real quick, because there's two companies that have pulled out of the market. One's with Medicare. The name of the company was MMM. If anybody has MMM out there, they did send out letters. The letters stated that they were no longer offering drug coverage in the area. But if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, if there's no drug coverage on there's no Medicare Advantage plans for MMM next year. MMM, 3 M's, okay? And if you're on an under 65 plan, Bright Health, they are not offering product next year either. So those two plans, if you're on those insurance company plans, you need to definitely get a new plan.
Because you won't have any drug coverage,
they don't
and
exist.
You won't even know it, right?
They don't exist in our area come January.
That's amazing. Well, it's been very informative, and I really hope that you guys take advantage of the opportunity to just get to know Michele. Give her a call. It will be well worth your time to just get to know her and ask her some questions. And maybe you're not ready this year, but maybe it'll be next year. And even if you're not ready and you just have a question that you want to ask, she's the person, I can tell you, that you can trust. So again, her number is 561-308-0293. And I want to let you know that my next show is going to be December 1st. And we're going to a little bit later time in December. We're going to start at 7:30 to 8. And on December 1st, we're going to be talking about dementia. I have a specialist coming on talking about dementia because it's real prevalent right now in our senior community, in our society. And so I think it's very important for us to discuss it. And then the next show is going to be on December 15th. And it's my pleasure to announce that I'm going to have, again, Dr. Paula Hedgelon, the chiropractor, who's my sponsor. She's going to be here. We're going to have a special topic. I'll introduce it in 2 weeks on the 1st. I'll let you know what we're going to be talking about. That'll be a surprise. So I want to thank you. I want to wish you all a happy, healthy, prosperous holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving. And we will see you in 2 weeks. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for watching Touched by Angel Live. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. Have a wonderful day.